The NWA as a wrestling company has been pretty dead for a while, and a big reason for the NWA's downfall was due to them moving all of their content away from YouTube, where it was free, to the CW app and only available in the States. But it's looking like this deal with the CW is coming to an end in just less than a year, and the future of NWA Power is up in the air. We're going to talk about all that and more today, so like the video, subscribe, and let's talk about the future of the National Wrestling Alliance. So before we begin properly, let me tell you a quick funny, well, not really funny story about this very video. In the thumbnail, you may or may not notice that the logos present are the logo for the NWA 76th anniversary show. This video was meant to be about the NWA 76th anniversary show, as I commissioned the thumbnail last month and the show took place on August 31st. However, this video isn't about that show, and well, that's because I actually have no idea if this show is ever gonna come to air. So basically, when August 31st, the day of the show, came round, I started searching for the pay-per-view so obviously I could watch it live to talk about for this video, but then I remembered that the NWA doesn't do live pay-per-views anymore. I completely forgot, as part of NWA's awful CW app media deal that started 10 months ago, that they no longer do live pay-per-views, and instead they choose to air the pay-per-views across multiple episodes of NWA Power months after the show took place, and of course exclusively on the CW app. But now, like I said previously, I have no idea if this show is ever gonna make it to air, and that's because seemingly NWA's deal with the CW is coming to an end, and as of right now, NWA Power is cancelled. On the CW app, every episode of NWA Power, including even the recent ones from just yesterday, are being listed as expiring and being removed from the CW app this coming Monday on September 30th. NWA Power airs on Tuesdays, and believe it or not, but the next episode, the very next episode of NWA Power, was actually set to be an episode where it showcases some of the matches from NWA 76, including the world title main event. So this is just the worst timing, as if the episodes are all expiring on Monday, then this episode of NWA Power, a show that usually airs on Tuesdays, isn't making it to air on the CW app. Yeah man, just the worst timing possible. But most importantly, I have no idea where this episode is gonna air at all. Like, does this episode air next week on a different network and they have an announcement regarding a TV deal that they're gonna make in time for Tuesday? Or is this episode going to be in limbo for months, or heck, just never make it to air ever and is just lost media? You never know. I genuinely have no idea what's going to happen, but even so, if this episode somehow does air on the CW app, almost as a finale for NWA on the app, this episode still doesn't even show the full NWA 76 card, so there's still matches missing, and I still just can't watch the damn show. But if you're at all wondering why NWA is being cancelled from the CW app, well, we'd have to cast our minds back to NWA Samhain, an NWA pay-per-view that took place in October 2023, and right before the NWA was set to announce a TV deal with the CW. And as far as I'm aware, this was being billed as like actually on TV on the CW channel, like it was being called a TV deal by Billy Corgan himself. But after a controversial spot on the show involving the Sinister Minister and the Booger Sugar, reports started going round that the NWA/CW TV deal was now up in the air, and after weeks of uncertainty, the NWA eventually ended up on the CW app. And whether this was the plan all along, like it was always meant to be on the app, or it was meant to be on TV but got downgraded to the app, we don't know. But the NWA CW deal, like I said, was being originally promoted as a TV deal, like they were using the words TV deal, which implies that it was meant to be on, you know, TV. And of course, in NWA's place, the CW would announce a TV deal with WWE NXT, another wrestling show of course, that also airs on Tuesdays and is far bigger than the NWA, and is set to make their debut on the CW network this Tuesday on October 1st. That's right, this Tuesday, a day after the NWA deal is set to expire. And this makes sense, and while it's not confirmed, it's a reasonable assumption that NWA is being removed from the app because of NXT beginning to air, and probably because the CW doesn't need two wrestling shows under their umbrella that both air on Tuesdays and begin with the letter N, and they are obviously going to choose NXT over the NWA. But yeah, it looks like officially the NWA CW era is coming to an end, and once again, for like the 5th time in as many years, the NWA is changing homes. If I'm the NWA, for the love of God, just put the show back on YouTube. NWA Power drew on YouTube, and especially in the studio setting, it was a fresh take on a weekly wrestling show. And hey, just recently, they even announced that they're moving to a new studio space for weekly NWA Power episodes, which shows that A, NWA Power is still happening, so they must have some sort of plan for it, right? And B, it shows they're taking steps in the right direction because, like I said, NWA is at their best in a studio setting and not in a high school gym. But here's a bit of speculation from me on where NWA Power could be airing next and where their home could be. So as I previously stated, NWA Power is going to be taping from a studio now, and that studio is called the We Do PBS Studio in Tampa, Florida, and I have no idea that's how you say it, but that's how I'm saying it. We Do. So yeah, We Do is a PBS member TV station that airs multiple channels across Florida, and you can watch these channels on TV if you're in Florida, or if you're elsewhere in the US, you can watch online, or alternatively, you can catch up on all We Do programming on the PBS app. Once again, all of this not available for me to watch. And hey, since NWA are using the We Do PBS studios, I don't think it's far-fetched for me to speculate that We Do is going to be the next home of NWA programming. And if that is the case, then man, I truly do not see what the benefit to this is, and it's no better than the CW deal. Because if this is the case and they are having a broadcasting deal with We Do, this means that either you can only watch them on TV in Florida, which is hardly a TV deal, or you can watch on an app like you had to before and clearly wasn't a good deal, or hey, you can watch it online on their website and just ask yourself why this isn't just on YouTube. Yeah, it just seems pointless to me and hardly an upgrade on the CW deal like I said, but that is also just pure speculation like I also said before, and I really think the NWA should just be on YouTube if they can't get a national TV deal, which it seems they clearly can't. YouTube is the next best place to put the show on, and hey, you can even bring back pay-per-views. You can go back to the pay-per-view model. Airing a full live pay-per-view is far better than stretching it across multiple episodes on some random app that nobody has. Unless they're getting good money for this deal, then I don't see any benefit to it and how it's going to grow the NWA in any way, but once again, just speculation. Regardless though, I'm sat with eagle eyes, intrigued to see what the next steps for the NWA are. What is known is that the CW era has come to an end, but what's next is uncertain, and NWA haven't said or announced anything about it yet. Billy Corgan did have a special announcement to make at NWA 76 last month though, so maybe it relates to this, but obviously nobody really knows what the announcement was because, well, the show never aired. But doing some digging, I found a clip where it looks like the announcement was just that the NWA isn't dying, and then the Blue Meanie came out to do a dance with the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins. Wow, this sure is wrestling as it's meant to be. So still nothing definitive has been announced yet regarding the NWA's future, and the NWA are obviously never gonna get back to the popularity that they had during season 1 of Power, and to me, they just need to accept that, and accept that YouTube is their best option, because these quote-unquote TV deals, like I said, just do nothing. I'll keep my eyes peeled for an announcement though, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video. Who knows? And hey, maybe one day I could actually watch NWA 76 and do a video on that, but that seems more uncertain as the days go on now. That's it from me though. Like the video if you did enjoy it, subscribe for more wrestling content. I'll see you all in the next video from myself, Tom,
and editor Greg.
We'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye and keep on rolling.